Welcome back to ATL Day Ones. I am Tenitra. That is Jarvis. And we appreciate you guys for stopping by on the middle of the week. Happy Hump Day. And
Yes.
also appreciate you guys for always going to wherever you download your podcast and checking us out, downloading our podcast, and even giving us 5-star reviews. So please continue to do that and continue to go to YouTube and rock with us and our entire Locked On Sports Atlanta family. And also there, we appreciate you because you guys have us almost to 3,000 views. And you know what else we appreciate? The fact that you guys are probably just as excited as us that we are T minus 2 days away from game day. So
It's
it's going to be a
almost
Falcons
here.
Friday. We're going to get it in Falcons, and more Falcons Friday. But listen, we're getting you teed up for it even today. And one of the things that we wanted to talk about with you guys is, we've talked about this kind of in and out, right, Jarvis? Not just
Hmm.
really position battles all over the roster, right? But here's the thing. It seems like a lot of those position battles have actually started to be fleshed out even before we get to the first preseason game. I think one of the things that many of us have had our eye on is Caleb McGarry and the thought that maybe there will be some competition there, but it seems like he is settled in at right tackle. And could be a little bit of injury, could be a little bit of veteran presence, but Elijah Wilkinson, whom you and I spoke with this past Saturday at practice,
Right.
also seems to be settling in at left guard, with Jalen Mayfield actually being the backup there. But of the three positions that Arthur Smith has talked about, when he said earlier in camp that 60% of the O line was up for grabs, the center position, okay, now that's still questionable. There's still a super question mark, almost like this Jarvis. Who wants the darn job? So, how important is it for either Drew Dahlman or Matt Hennessy to really stand out Friday?
It's vital because when you listen to some of the guys and Marcus Mario talking about after practice how whoever wins wins. Like, I
Yes.
mean, I know that's what a guy like Marcus Mario is going to say, but
Mhm.
that's not a good thing in my eyes
Yeah.
from a locker room standpoint. That means to me, I'm going to make a pretty good assumption that nobody's really shined. Nobody's really said, "Hey, man, I think Drew is a dude." Like, or
Mhm.
I'm like, man, Hendall might be the dude, and then
Mhm.
need to be the starter. And I think that going into your first game, that's not good.
No.
And even Elijah Wilkinson, just talked about it as well, just far as like you want to have a guy that is going to be in there because you start build that chemistry that
Chemistry. You have
Chris
that rhythm, that
Lindstrom.
timing. Yes.
Exactly. Like you want to be able to build that guard. The guard chemistry is
Mhm.
very important, and I don't think that a lot of people don't really understand it because the centers make all the calls. They
Mhm.
understand what's going on. They help out the quarterback. If they don't have to worry about calling the protections or checking to certain protections when certain things don't look as what they feel they should look like.
Mhm.
So I think that that's one of the main reasons why I think that if you're going into your first game and probably about 2.5, maybe almost 3 weeks in, like you
Mhm.
don't understand like who needs to be the guy, that's a problem. And I
Yeah.
think that I'm not too surprised because I said coming into camp, Hennessy and Drew Dahlman, they like the little Spider-Man meme. You know how when they be looking at each other like, dang, that's you. And
That's you.
like they look, that's you, but that's you too, like so I think that, that's something that we definitely want to keep an eye on because we know Terry Fondo be scouting. He's a
Yes.
pro scout. That's his home. So, if there's a former Bear center that's out
Right.
there that might be a little bit better
Or
than
Titan
what
Center.
you or a Titan center that might be a little bit better
Yeah.
than what you got, I
Right.
would not be surprised if
Yeah.
if somebody gets a shot or gets a phone call after Friday.
Oh, absolutely. I agree with you. And it's interesting because as camp has gone on, we've heard more positive feedback about Caleb McGarry, both from the coaches and players. As camp has gone on, we've heard more positive feedback about Elijah Wilkinson, and we'll talk about that more tomorrow in terms of where that lands them up and down the chart. But to your point, we really have not heard anything that separates Hennessy from Dahlman. So Friday is going to have to be the day that one of them makes some type of statement. Now that we know that pretty much Marcus Mariota is going to be your QB1, give him a center to work with for the rest of this preseason so that they can be ready to rock during week one. And speaking of ready to rock, whenever he has to talk about Built Bar, Jarvis is already ready to rock. So I'm just going to yield the floor to the Built Bar King.
No doubt about it. When you think about Built Bar, I know you're probably drooling, and trying to figure out like, oh my God, how are these things healthy? Like, how are these things even right for me? Because they have the low calories, low sugar, high in protein, and just all around delicious. I absolutely vouch for them. And you know why they're so delicious? Because all Built Bars comes with a collagen protein, which your body absorbs more efficiently and provides ton of health benefits. Eat something that tastes good and is good for you. Because I literally just came from the gym and I had my little Built Bar ready to go on my way to the gym. I'm drinking my water. I bite into that doggone baby, and that doggone coconut brownie chunk. Oh my God, I
Thank you.
lose my mind when I start thinking about the chunk. The chunk is absolutely amazing. Oh my God, can I get a chunk Built Puff? We're gonna work on that. I'm gonna see if I can get the Jarvis chunk Built Puff. We're gonna try to work on that. I'm gonna make a little phone call, see if I can make that happen. But yeah. But I know you now. Now you're in, right? Now you understand where I'm coming from. Here's what we got for you. I got a special deal just for you. Don't go anywhere. Listen, go to build.com, use the promo code LOCK15 to get 15% off of your order by using the promo code LOCK15.
Yes.
Built.com, coupon code LOCK15. You're gonna get 15% off. Go right now, man. With inflation and everything going on, 15% off. Let's go. Go to built.com.
Yeah, that's something to get excited about. 15% off of anything is good, but
Yes,
especially
we
with
need
Built
that.
Bar. Yes, that's something to get excited about. And you know who else is someone to get excited about, at least according to Pro Football Focus? Desmond Ritter. Pro Football Focus put out an article just maybe less than a day ago, and they talked about one rookie to watch from every single NFL team, right? And not only did they choose Desmond Ritter as the one rookie to watch for the Falcons, but here's the other thing that they did, Jarvis. They actually highlighted him at the top of the article. So that's been
Right.
their guy from day one. They said how, at the end of the day, although he went 41st ranked player overall on their draft board. He was there right there at the top as far as their QBs are concerned. They
Mm-hmm.
feel like he was and still is the most NFL ready quarterback. So, my question to you is this. Now, Pro Football Focus says that they will keep their eye on Desmond Ritter, but as we go into this preseason and possibly the regular season, which rookie are you going to keep your eye on?
Yeah, I definitely understand why Ritter is a guy that the national folks are going to keep their eye on, but
Sure.
I'm gonna have to go a different route. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to have to go with AK-47, Arnold Ebiketie, the Dr. Pass Rusher, who he's deemed himself as, because
Right.
he's two guys that have not really kind of stood out to me,
Mm-hmm.
and is ironically the other guy that hasn't stood out as that much is Troy Anderson. Like,
Mm-hmm.
where is this dude? Like, we've been out at practice, we've been up there, we've been watching and paying attention to what's going on out there, and I haven't seen anything from either of those guys. A guy just
Mm-hmm.
literally reached out to me the other day about, hey, what you been saying about Troy Anderson?
Right.
Uh, I haven't. He hasn't stood out to me, and I'm not
Mhm.
saying I'm the football guru, but I do have a knack to pay attention to a lot of stuff when it comes to what's
Mhm.
going on the football field. So I think that I'm gonna have my eye on Arnold Ebiketie. I want to see why the Falcons drafted him. I
Yeah.
really do. I really want him. I want him to really go out there and say, you know what, this is why the Falcons drafted me.
Mhm.
And I know that's maybe a lot of pressure to put on,
Mhm.
but he's a second round pick, and the
Yeah.
Falcons need guys who need to get to the quarterback. So yeah, on Ebiketie is a guy I'm gonna have my eye on, and also throw in Troy Anderson as well.
Yeah. And when you think about the fact that a team traded up to get you, yeah, there are going to
Yes,
be some expectations for you, Arnold Casey.
indeed.
And when you think about a guy like Ade Obadeji, who knows that he wants to prove that he should get the starting spot and he wants to get more reps, then yeah, our expectation is going to be okay. Well, where are you relative to where he is? Although he's year two, but he was a pick later in the later rounds, I think was like a fifth
The
round
fifth
or whatever.
round. Yep. Uh huh.
Right. And so your second round this year shall improve, especially because that says to me that the Falcons must have thought in the second year of Dean Pease system that you would be a viable fit for him. Now, where I want to go with that, and I agree with you, I think, of course, the national media is going to go with Desmond Ritter. That's kind of the sexy pick. But I want to go with Tyler Algier because I really do believe
Yeah.
that as that run game goes for the Falcons, so goes that offense overall. And the running game is really what keeps your offense moving the chains and moving the ball down the field and keeps your defense off the field, right? So I
Right.
just really want to see what he's about because, hey, we know that Cordero Patterson is definitely the guy who is number one on the depth chart. You and I actually had some we had some cool little sightings of Caleb Huntley. Some things we
Mm-hmm.
flashes of him last season and saw some flashes again on Saturday. So that was kind of exciting. And people are still talking about our guy Harry Douglas said recently in an interview on our local radio station that he had his eye on Damian Williams. So there are a few pieces in there where it's like, okay, Tyler Algier, that running back room as far as RB2, that's not set in stone quite yet. So I want to see what opportunities, what things he's going to do because I do think if that run game, Jarvis, if it even ticks up, I don't know, 5 degrees, that can open up that offense tremendously for Arthur Smith, Dave Ragone, and company. So when we come back, we are going to talk about, speaking of openings, some really weird situations where maybe you don't want to open up and show the world everything that you have in your back pocket or your side pocket or your pocket, but somebody thought it was okay to do. We'll talk about who that was and what he did in For the Culture
What
on
he
the
did.
other side of ATL Day One.